knock somebody out.
Well, talk to me about that. You said I just knocked somebody out over here. How does that feel?
Good. It feels great. Feels it feels awesome. I feel bad for the other guy a little bit, but this is what we sign up for, and this is the part of the gig. We've all been on that side, and we've all been on this side as well. So we've all done the walk of shame and walk of fame. So I'm happy that tonight is the walk of fame for me.
You mentioned that it gets harder and harder for you. Why do you feel like it's getting harder for you?
Not necessarily harder and harder. It's just some camps are harder than the others, and you overcome things and then you come out as a winner, and it's just a little emotional, It's like, man, things stacking up sometimes against you, and, I'm away from home and I'm away from my family, and it's hard on you sometimes. It's just, for me, family is really important. And being so far away, sometimes it's extra pressure I got to deal with. They're all up, everybody's watching, Some of my friends are here to come to see me fight, and it's not easy, And no matter what I make it, sometimes I make it look like it's easy, one punch and done. It's just never really easy. It's nerve-wracking. It feels like every time stepping in that cage, feels like my life is going to be shorter because of all the stress that I, lived through in that moment. Not only me, but my team as well, my coaches, my friends, my family. It just feels like I'm stressing the hell out of everybody, and myself. So I'm glad it's over. I'm going to go back to training and hoping to fight soon again. I'm not hurt. I'll talk to my management. They'll talk to the UFC, and continuing towards my goal of top 15 this year.
Speaking of all those things that are hard for you or hard for fighters in general, does that make the win feel better? Because if you didn't go through those struggles, if everything was easy, then the win wouldn't
feel exactly.
as great.
Yeah. I mean, the struggles is what makes us, Nobody, it looks like it's the wins that make you, but becoming a man that you are, or a woman that you are, it's the struggles you go through, that's what makes you into, I think it's Charles Bukowski, is what matters most is how you walk through fire. No matter what life throws at you, as I said in a previous interview, it's fighting is not a whole lot compared to what life can do to you. And, some people are more lucky than others. And I personally am lucky. My family is alive and healthy. My friends are alive and healthy. I don't have any major issues except missing them, and I consider myself really lucky and blessed to be able to just live this life that I wanted, and work hard for it, and continue to work hard, surround myself with good, right people. And it's just, sometimes even that is a lot, you just get overwhelmed with things, but we're here. We just keep moving and grooving.
How much time do you get to spend with them now that this fight's over before you have to go right back into it?
I don't know yet for sure. They are applying for visas to come out here in May, and I have no way of knowing whether or not they're going to get them, because just that's how things are. There's no guarantee with these things. So I'm going to wait to see the May. What happens if they get a visa. Maybe I will look to fight sometimes in Utah again, maybe in July, is that, I think. But we'll see, I can't, this was the first thing that I need to get taken care of. Now that I did, I can sit and kind of think about it and plan this summer, and then fight in the summer, and then fight again in the winter, and then maybe take some time off for the holidays. So ideally, that's what I would like this year to turn out. So we'll take step by step and reassess. Is there any holler head around here for the team? I would really like for us to celebrate with that. In the past, we've done that, and we got a bottle from you guys, but I don't know if there's any at the moment, if we can get a bottle. If not, we'll make sure to find one outside and maybe buy one.
Yeah, they don't give any alcohol to
They don't give any? Well, we won't drink it here. Well, we'll just take it with us to the hotel. Another question I had is, how do we get Hollerhead to Serbia? I've had a lot of people ask me, how do we get Hollerhead? And we can't buy it over there. So we need to figure that out and maybe talk to Dana about it.
So when you were looking at this fight, thinking about how it would go, is this how you pictured the fight going?
No, I thought he was going to come at me and try to throw hands, but I think he just saw a lot of my fights, and his goal was to get me down to the ground and try to slow me down a little bit, get me tired. He thought that seeing my last fight, he thought, if I get him down to the ground, he's going to get so tired and I'm going to be able to maybe finish him or whatever. But here's the thing. The last fighter I fought is a specifically wrestler, and he was able to get me down to the ground and tire me out only because I didn't prepare for him. I got a change of opponent on a week notice, and he was a completely different style. I didn't expect that, but I still took the fight because I'm a fighter. But I learned a valuable lesson there, and it's not going to happen again that I just prepare specifically striking, no matter what kind of opponent is. As I said in the past, it's a valuable lesson for me this early in the career. As I progress and make my way to top 15, this is never going to happen again, where I'm preparing for just one style of fighting, and it can happen that opponent switches, or I am the guy that's jumping in, and yeah, it's not going to happen again.
You mentioned feeling a little bit bad for your opponent. Did you exchange any words with him afterwards, or?
Just a little bit, but I'll keep it between two of us. It's a personal thing. Everything is good. I just asked him a couple of questions, but it's all good. Yeah, I'm glad he's good. I think he's going to be okay. I don't think he lost consciousness, so he was dazed pretty bad, and I think he's going to be okay.
And you already mentioned when you'd like to fight. Do you have an opponent in mind?
No, not really. I haven't thought about it, and maybe I will look into it a little bit and maybe talk some smack on Twitter if I find somebody interesting. But some of the guys that I would like to fight, they're up in top 15 already. They're not going to bother looking at me, and they're all making their ways to title. But I've seen a lot of guys that I don't find him as a big threat. I name maybe Ian Gary. He's a big name. He won't fight me exactly yet. But I would look at some of his fights and I'm like, man, how's this guy ahead of me in the rankings? Because I would, in my humble opinion, I would knock him out.
It'd be pretty easy to talk trash to him on. There's a lot of.
Yeah, he's got a lot of. He's got a good. What would you call that? Like a.
Sort of.
Yeah. He's an interesting personality online. I don't know him personally. Maybe he's not a bad guy, but he's definitely a target for bullying.
Do you like that? Do you like having a little bit of fun before the fight? Do you need that to kind of motivate you?
No, not really. I look at this as sport. I don't like to. You won't see me fighting if I'm not getting paid for it. Like some guys, they will fight at sight, and I'm not gonna do that. If you're paying me money, we can fight. If you ain't paying me money, I'm not gonna. I can talk back and forth a little bit, but I'm not gonna put my hands on somebody outside of the cage unless it's self-defense, of course. But yeah, I'm not like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right here. I just want to ask you a quick question. So earlier you had said that you're living the life that you wanted, having this platform and being at the UFC. What do you enjoy most? Is it the money? Is it the experiences? A number of things? Like, what do you enjoy most?
Yeah, it's not the money, that's for sure. Money. I was making more money before the UFC. I quit a really good job that I had just to go be a fighter. So it's not the money. That's one thing. But I knew that there's an opportunity to make a lot of money in the UFC. You don't get paid a lot of money right off the bat, but as you progress and you make your time in the company, you can make a very good amount of money. So that was my goal. It's like, you know what? I can always go back to working jobs, whatever. I'm capable of doing things. So I quit my job and I went full on, head on to become a full-time fighter. And it was a dream since I was a little kid. It was a dream to be a professional athlete, to be, to have your team, to get the new gear. Like I would see these soccer players in Serbia or basketball players, they get like all these things like, decked out, dressed up as a team going, and I would look at them and I'm like, man, this is amazing. I would love to, be a part of something like that. And I found myself doing combat sports and I was good at it and I just kept pursuing it. And at some point I thought, no matter what, if I make it in my dream or not, along this way, it will do me good. I will meet the right people. It feels like I'm doing the right thing, no matter what. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not, So that eventually brought an opportunity at Dana White Contender Series, and I just jumped on it. I was like, yeah, that's it. You know, I've been waiting for this. It was in plain sight, and when it happened, I was ready for it. And now I just keep making my way up.
Do you feel like that's a goal of yours to try to make that impact for those younger Serbian kids, or is that just a byproduct of what you're doing now?
I think it's a byproduct. If I can influence somebody to do better and to be better, I think that's pretty important. I think in today's day and age, society is being poisoned by what's being fed to them on social media, just overall, what you eat, what you consume, who you spend your time with. People are just poisoned. And I think it's time for some people that are not completely crazy to get some platform and talk to some younger generations that are coming up and tell them, hey, listen, you can do the right things and it'll pay off, and you can turn into a good, normal person. Like, you don't have to be this flashy, face tattooed, all jewelry wearing, crazy, To me, that's just too much. Why? It's not necessary. Okay, some people, I'm not judging anybody by maybe they're a good person, but it feels like it's too much being thrown at everybody's faces. The more controversial somebody can be, the better. I understand that brings in the views, but there's another side of the coin as well. Like, you can be normal and generate, some traction and get some views and talk normal things. It doesn't have to be crazy.
What do you feel like has been the biggest challenge for you so far, being at this stage in your career versus, working that job that you said pays a lot more currently?
It's a little more stressful. Not currently now. I'm already on walking on a third contract right now. It's not like that. But I feel like it's being away from the family. That's my main thing. It's just I would like to spend more time with them. I know that time is it's gone. Like, we got this moment, and nothing else is promised, and everything that's past is already gone. So I would just like to spend more time with them.
This industry is very much about sacrifices. You're making them. You're talking about your family. What do you feel like will satisfy, okay, my career has been fulfilled by making these sacrifices?
Winning the title, going up, making to top 15, making my way up and winning the title, becoming the best fighter I can possibly be, having my team around, and securing myself and my family financially, and bringing the UFC to Serbia. Those are the things that would make me feel accomplished, like we did it. It was all worth it.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Well done, sir. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Not really a question. I just have to shout you out and give you much respect for pursuing your dream.
Thank you.
And daring, you're welcome, daring to be great. There's millions of people who I'm sure think like, wow, could I have been good at this? Could I have been great? Could I have been a legend? Who knows? But at least you could sleep at night knowing that you rolled the dice. And here we are talking to you. Please walk me through that finish, because the combination that you threw was just a thing of beauty and something we don't see as much in the cage as we would in a boxing ring. Mm-hmm. Left uppercut, right hook. That's the finisher. You land that. It's nice.
Yes. Yeah. I saw that he kept trying to get that takedown, and that's where I just timed it right, and it was a reflex. I train a lot all the time. I try to get better and better as I can possibly get. I don't know how to get any better than I am right now, but I'm just trying to work hard. The harder that I can work and the more skill I can acquire, the more it will show in these fights like it did tonight. It was just there for me. I didn't think too much about it, it was just there. Like I thought I was going to throw a left cross, but he kept coming forward at me, and he was taller. It's not always that you throw an uppercut and knock out someone that's taller than you. It usually is the other way around. The shorter guy gets knocked out with an uppercut. But I timed it right. I saw him coming for a takedown, and it was there. And I punch hard. And as I said in previous interviews, I punch really hard, and he gets punched, and it's a fight. So I'm going to put my hands on him. And to go back to what you were saying is how I dare to do things. I have some of my teammates, and I've met a lot of people throughout my career that some of them even better fighters than me that have never dared. All it took is for them to make that step. Even they would dare sometimes and lose, and then be like, you know what, maybe I should consider different things. Maybe you should, yes, but you also could try again and fail again, because tomorrow or in 20 years, you can't try it anymore. That's it. You don't get the chance to go back and try it. You can try it now, and if you dare to, it may just work out for you, but it's all it takes. Just give it a shot.
Absolutely. With you opened up the preliminaries, so obviously the UFC knows your value, and that like, okay, let's kick off this main card with a guy who we might have to call a medic because someone's gonna get hurt.
Right?
Was there any like when Adesanya mentioned fighting Anderson Silva, like wow, I'm in front of this dude. Tim Means is still a legend.
Right.
He's got 40 some odd fights. He's been in the game, seen it all, done it all. Did you have that at all, and have to separate yourself, or no, that wasn't even a factor?
And I was scared. I was really scared. I thought, you know what, this guy has a lot of experience. He is tough. He knocked out some of the dudes that I watched that I thought they were going to go really far in this company. So I was just, yeah, it wasn't easy for me. This one definitely wasn't easy. And I'm glad that I was nervous about it, because if I was really confident, hey, just another guy, I'm going to go through him and knock him out, maybe something bad would have happened to me. And I'm glad nerves are working, and they are good for me, even though I hate them, but it's good. Everything is good. So I'm happy to be where I'm at, and I'm going to continue to progress, and you will see me at top 15.
Man, I can't wait. Thank you for that honesty, my man. Lastly, I love this quote. Struggle is what makes us.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to use that. I'm going to quote you, of course.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm going to definitely use that. With somebody, obviously, who's had the up and downs, and you kind of talked about it a little bit with us and family, is that what keeps you grounded? Is that what keeps you together after all this chaos and hell you go through? You can go to the family and be like, okay, I'm just another guy now. I'm back to normal.
I mean, they raised me. I have my roots deep with them, with my family, and it doesn't matter what life brings at me. I will always be like, if the tree has deep roots, no wind can break it. So, and my family I think they did a good job, and I try to be the best man I can be, and I thank them for that. Without them, I would be nothing. I would be nobody.
You're making them proud.
I hope so.
On the win, and
thank you.
Fantastic knockout.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I just have to ask, do you read like quote books all day long? Because everything you say is like, you could put it like on needlepoint.
Thank you. I read books. Not quote books, but books, yeah.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book, Mind's Gym. Mind's Gym is a really good one, and I recommend it by my coach Ryder, standing right there in the back with a big beard, white beard. Yeah, that's all him. Thank you.